Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Hey guys, welcome to the Morphin Network. I'm Mike, aka TimeRider Zero, your host, and I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. I hope some of you ran into me on Sunday during Robo Toy Fest. Ryan and I, we had lots of fun there. We had to leave a little early because we had to do a lot of commitments outside of that, but it was a pretty fun convention. We found quite a number of things that we've wanted. I got an autograph from Hiro Yui himself from the classic Gundam franchise, Gundam Wing. And on behalf of the Morphin Network, I want to thank Scott Zillner for hosting the event and for getting all the actors, agents, and vendors involved into the event. And we hope to see you again at the Burbank Grand Vista Hotel in August. I was genuinely surprised that it was moved to Burbank, but it is what it is. But it's usually passes. Well, the only two other instances that convention was in Pasadena, so it's surprising that it's been moved to Burbank. But it is what it is. Now, what are we here to talk about today? Well, today we are talking about Kamen Rider Geats episode 39, Genesis 1, My Desire Grand Prix. And it's kind of cool. I like that we're getting close to the end game and we're dealing with some new rules. It's sort of like we're going back to classic Kamen Rider where it's just one dude by himself. Join me if you want, but there's no reward for it. So you do you, boo boo. And it's like we've seen Ace have an almost heel turn, so it's kind of crazy that we had that, but now he's like super baby face where he's just in it by himself and he wants to redo the game, but he wants to do it for everyone else's benefit. He wants to make everyone else happy in this world, and I respect that. It's really cool. And yeah, so that's basically my take on the episode. Let us know what you guys think, and if you right here in the comments while we're live, we will display your comments right here at the bottom. So let us know what you guys thought about this first episode, but I know that all of y'all are more happy to check out next week's episode if you've seen the trailers for that episode. And by the way, whether or not you've seen Shin Kamen Rider, if you want to hear our thoughts on it, be sure to check it out here on the Morphin Network, because this weekend Leo and I did review that movie and discuss it and whatnot. We definitely want to do more movie reviews. Just letting you know, we do want to do more movie reviews for Kamen Rider. It's just something that we need to take time to do. But Fathom events, Toei, I hope that you got numbers that are satisfactory to you enough that you're going to bring more Kamen Rider movies to the States, because one of the more recent movies we've had was the Kamen Rider Geats versus Revice movie, which featured a lot of Kamen Rider Ryuki characters coming back, namely Ryuga, Knight, Oja, and Ryuki himself. So a lot of people would appreciate getting that movie here too, if you can. Don't have to, but if you can. So let us talk about this episode while we're here. So, and also, honestly, I've come to I don't know. I'll go over it. I'll discuss that aspect a little bit later. First things first, let's talk about the theme song. Okay, so we all already know that there's a pattern of the theme song reflects where we are in the story. Everyone's character portraits are changed, and there's always one or two things that are always changing. And the thing that always gets me excited about the start of every new arc is getting to see like what can we expect from here, because because it's usually a sneak peek to see like the next new writers, if there's going to be new ones, because at first we've had when we had Encounter one, we had Mary Dupon and what's his name, Ginpen. Well, to be fair, all 7 writers that were first introduced, but the thing is, as we find out later, that 4 of them are regular, so it's just those 3 that are new. And then in Stratagem 1, we are introduced to Punk Jack Letter and Kalo. And then in Divergence, we get Nad Sparrow and Lopo. So naturally, like, I used to be hoping we get more new writers. Well, not more new writers, but I want to see what writers will be involved in here. But here, it's like, it's almost completely Ace. We barely see the other 3 main characters in their rider suits beyond just the part where they were posing. But what's interesting is that even though that their individual character profiles in the opening theme song has the characters like looking away as opposed to looking forward like they normally do, while their rider forms are on the opposite side of the camera, the screen in the background usually would show that character in that episode, or the scene where they get eliminated if they were already eliminated. But here it's just all Ace in the monitor, so that's kind of interesting. But what's the most interesting is usually Geats is holding up a card that says, "What is your desire?" But now instead it says, "I desire a world where all can be happy." But if you look at the background at another part of the theme song, the same card instead says, "I desire a world where everyone can't be happy." So I'm curious where we're going with this. I want to know where we're going with that concept, because I know it's a blink and you miss kind of thing, but but like seeing that those little hints, I want to see it, like if they're gonna go somewhere with this, and hopefully they will. They wouldn't just randomly write it down. I hope that everyone can be happy. I hope that everyone can't be happy. If like you're not gonna do anything with it. And by the way, this takes me back to like an issue I had with Kekara, where Tycoon should have got his final form in the previous arc, not during this arc. I know you want to give more screen time to Ace getting Geats Mark 9, but why are you gonna have Kekara do a heel turn, force Sarah to become a writer, and have her eliminated by Buffa if you're not gonna have Kawa become a writer then and there? I feel like pacing wise, that just does not work. Anyways, let's move on to the actual episode, because these are just like my preliminary thoughts. This is that first 15 minutes of Linkara and history of the Power Rangers and whatnot. So that's my 15 minutes. And guess what? I only did it 9. So here we go. So Ace tells Tsurumi that no, he wants to continue the Desire Grand Prix now, but under different pretexts. Mainly, he's both the game master and the sole competitor, and the rules of the game is to wipe out all remaining Jamoto, because there's still Jamoto left over, and he wants to make other people's happiness come true, but without having the horrific costs that we found out in the previous 2 arcs, where in order for the Desire Goddess to grant people's wishes, she requires the energy of other people's happiness in order to do it, so they can no longer be happy. Now, of course, it's revealed that Ace was created through love energy as opposed to sacrificing hate energy. Well, not hate energy, but desire energy. So it really makes no sense why it can only use desire energy. So with Ace being the new desire god, he would try to use his power in order to create as much happiness as he can without the entropic cost of other people's misery. Now, incidentally, what's really new about this one is we got the other four writers, Keiwa, Michinaga, Sarah, and Neon. They have all regained their memories, but they're no longer writers. And some of them are even confused to a certain capacity because they know that their core ID cores have been destroyed. And of course, if your ID core gets destroyed, you can no longer become a writer, which, by the way, justice for Ben and John. Like, these two guys were screwed over, and this better be an opportunity for them to make a rightfully earned comeback, because we need those two to have on-screen transformations. None of that zoom in so they're in the background kind of thing. Pan to cut to another shot and then cut to them already being demorphed. I'm still salty and mad about that. So here it is. Now, incidentally, Ace does find out that in the skate park, a police officer was turned into a Jimoto. And, it's really confusing. Like, I thought Jimoto were gone and whatnot. Also, it's kind of weird how, like, he wanted to confiscate a skateboard from a bunch of dudes that are in a skate park because it is legal for them to be there. They even pointed out, so I don't know if there's some kind of political subtext like there is in Black Sun, but I know that in the end, the Jimoto started having desires of their own, and this one apparently wanted to become a skater, I guess. Why did it? Of course, it possessed the body of a police officer. So, like, now my head is hurting, like, wrapping myself around that. It's not that it's hard to understand. It's just I'm just left asking why. But, Ace pops in on a skateboard, just like Revice did. Well, Revy did in a previous season. And, they have a quick fight. He's got those foxtail tentacles things going on. And of course, when he defeats the Jimoto, he finds a tinier version of it pops out of its head. And then the Jimoto he just fought turned back into a police officer. Of course, the consequence of this is those two skaters that got attacked earlier, they remember. They remember being attacked by that monster. Now people know Jimoto exists. And not just like, oh, we're going to erase people's memories at the end of every battle. No, this is a permanent thing now. People are going to be permanently remembering things. Meanwhile, Neon finally gets her own place to live. So she doesn't have to go back to her parents, but she doesn't have to go to the future because why would you want to go to a Lois Lowry type of dystopia? Just why? Just why? But of course she finds out, yeah, you kind of have to buy your own furniture. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you have to, that she doesn't know you have to buy your own furniture. You'd think by now she would have, but I guess that's what happens when you half-heartedly try to escape your mansion and then you always come back willingly. It's not even like Ben and John manhandled you and dragged you back to your mansion. There were many times where you threatened to leave and then just came back. I'm pretty sure in the last, I don't know, 6 episodes, you probably could have done enough research to know that you kind of have to buy your own furniture. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, at the Desire lobby, we are reunited with Punk Jack for reasons I don't know, and he's being surprisingly chipper. And I don't mean fake chipper to disguise the fact that he is actually a DGP spy. No, he is actually being nice with Ace. And he's like, and Ace tells him, along with K1 Buffa from the earlier scene, there is no reward if you decide to become a writer. And he actually, and props to Ace, he actually does point it out. I don't want to make anyone a writer. If Michinaga, Keiwa, Neon choose to become writers, I will allow it, but I'm not going to force that decision upon them. But I also want all of them to recognize there is no reward in this. You're not going to become the desire god. You're not going to get your wish granted. You're just fighting Jimotos to save lives and nothing more. Which, honestly, I don't have a problem with. Like, I mean, that's kind of why people are supposed to become writers in the first place. I mean, aside from fighting, cyborg Nazis, but it seems like Ace has turned into the shonen protagonist that Kekura wanted Keiwa to become in the first place. At least that's the way it came off. And honestly, it just reminds me of how overdue we are just to get just how overdue we are to get that final form. That's all there is to say about the situation. Keiwa, he's trying to fill out a resume because much like Bob from The Incredibles, it's like when you can't be a superhero anymore, what can you do? Get a real white collar job. And work experience, the only work experience he has is being a Kamen Rider. I don't know how much that's gonna help him, but I mean, like, I remember what's it called, Transformers 3 had this joke where Shia LaBeouf's character was applying for jobs, and he's like, yeah, also I shook hands with Barack Obama, so hopefully that's worth something when you decide to hire me. And then they're like, yeah, we voted for John McCain here. I'm like, yo, you could sue someone for that. It's like, you can't sue someone for like shaking hands with the president that you did not vote for. Don't get me wrong, if you don't like the guy, you're entitled to not like the guy. We've been not liking our president since forever, but it's not easy applying for jobs when all you've been doing for the last few months is just being a superhero, but it is what it is. But of course, he notices a tiny little Jimoto jump into a dude's body, and then he turns into a Jimoto. So we got a parasite problem going on. And unfortunately, getting razor sharp hands isn't gonna fix it. Just saying. Meanwhile, that monster attack, the Jimoto attack, is being broadcast on television. And hold on. Tradition. Time fire gets a call he would rather not be getting, and he's gonna get incriminated, probably indicted, and he better like erase all of that Watergate information that he has on the Jimoto, because it's pretty incriminating that he is involved in those monster attacks to some capacity, and last thing anyone wants to do is go to prison. But and of course, it's even being broadcasted that his home is about to be searched. But before Neon could react to any of that, the entire plaza gets invaded by humans infected by Jimoto, and thankfully Geats is there to rescue her, because keep in mind, Neon and Sarah are not writers anymore, which means they can't defend themselves. I mean, they have the combat experience, but the thing is, it's like they're wearing summer dresses, so it's like there's really not much combative ability you'd have in that kind of outfit. It is what it is. I mean, like, I would give Kamen Rider Malika a pass just because she is a hired assassin. Like, she could kick high in a short skirt and be effective, but this is a Twitch stream. No, this is an Instagram streamer and a what's called forever passenger. So yeah, there's really not much they could do in terms of being efficient at combating a large group of Jamoto. So it's good that Ace showed up. Of course, Kawa is fighting his own battle in that other area, and he tries to rescue a certain man, but that middle-aged man doesn't really want to run away because he has a certain familiarity to him. Yep, that's right. It's Kekara. He and Barba are still around. So remember, I've been asking, what is that wish that they've wished for in the penultimate episode of the previous arc? Well, they finally revealed what those wishes were. Well, for Kekara, it is the right to exist in this world until I get a real laugh. Hold on, let me just. Oh, that's right. He receives his ideal laugh, and I don't know. Given what he was trying to get Kawa to do, I feel like that would be more of Gene's territory. Like it's like I want to see the most inspiring fight I've ever seen, or until I see until I feel ideal love or something like that. And but of course, seeing the ideal laugh, naturally I figured, yeah, let me guess, Barba is going to write. I will wish to exist in this world until I receive the ideal suffering. Am I wrong? How much do you want to wager that that's what she wrote? And what's weird is that I phrased it that way because when she later meets up with Buffa, that's exactly what she wrote. The right to exist in this world until I receive my ideal suffering. That is crazy how not only was I on the money in terms of what she wished for, but even in the wording of it. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. And I know a certain someone would be just like rolling their eyes in anguish. It's like, oh no, Kabuto got it right again. Why is he always guessing stuff and getting them right? It's like, it's annoying. I get it. But that's kind of my quirk, man. That's my quirk. But you know what? Sometimes I want to be wrong about things and be left completely surprised, you know. And of course we do see this strange person that desiring to be the Jamoto god, and he's harvesting these tiny little Jamotos like from a bonsai tree, and I'm like, let's hope he's less creepy than Archimendel. But also, now I wonder what this dude's name is. So not much happens beyond this point. Ace and Neon get surrounded by a group of people infected by Jamotos, and they're about to transform. Meanwhile, Secretary Backstab shows up with the new Game Master, and she tells him, "These are your orders. You must eliminate Ace Yukio immediately." And the Game Master pulls his mask off to reveal that he's actually Canis Venantisi Zodiard from Kamen Rider Force episode 7 and 8? Huh. 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 Not gonna lie, I kind of want to rewatch Kamen Rider Forza again because they use some constellations for the monster designs that we don't really see very often, like Cain's Venatisi, Coma Berenices, Muska. Yeah, we get Muska. Not a lot of people care for Muska. Heck, Muska did not even get a Q-Tama made for Q Ranger. By the way, I'm so upset. Like, I have like all the Q-Tama, but they didn't release all the Q-Tama for all 88 constellations, and that bothers me because they may release Q-Tama toys in that were not in the show or movies or specials, while the show, movies, and specials had Q-Tama that were never released as toys, like Origa or Groose, or those two and many others. And it kind of bothers me. Oh yeah, Corona Borealis was one of them. Like freaking, they used Corona Borealis to make a crown for Lucky, and we don't even get that as a toy. Really, guys? I'm still mad about that. You know, I know I'm deviating, but I'm just still mad about that, man. But yeah, this dude played the bad boy from episode 7 and 8 of Forza, who becomes the Canes Venetici Zodiard. And for those of you who don't know, Canes Venetici is a tracker dog. It is a hound used specifically for hunting. Like when you go on a fox hunt. Oh, see what I just did there? Fox hunt? Because ACUQs. I just had a moment there. But that's it for the episode. What'd you guys think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are you looking forward to happening next in the Genesis arc? Let us know in the comments. I would give this episode a 9. I mean, there's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just, it's like I'm just still like really I'm just still like confused about a few things that are still going on. They're left unanswered, and I know they're going to answer them in the future, but I think the biggest question is, why are they just waiting for this arc to give Keiwa power up? And if they are going to do in this arc, why do it so soon? Those are my main questions. Why, because I feel like Keiwa's final form is either too soon or too late, but not on time by making it revealed in the second episode of this arc. Let's hope that whatever happens in the next 24 minutes of the show justifies it, because this feels both dragged on and too rushed all at the same time. So here's hoping next episode, things will play out well. But let us know what you guys thought. Time to read the comments section. And excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize. So we got Triple OXYZ saying this was an interesting start to the arc. Yeah, it was an interesting start, but will it pay off? 10 out of 10. Yeah, good. Let's see. Steven Listen. Oh, new viewer. I thank you for showing up. Thank you for commenting to us. So we're always happy to get new people participating. True that. Yeah, I don't know what was true that you were referring to, but I'm glad you agree with me. Triple OXYZ says, hope to see more Punk Jack. Yeah, because honestly, he's kind of more fun now. Like now that we've seen more of his backstory with the whole Dalmatian dude. Yeah, I still can't believe there's a Dalmatian dude. I know someone very specific out there is very happy about it, but yeah, more Punk Jack. We need our teddy bear, and someone from our very own channel. I don't know who it is. Says Kekara is so damn sus. Yes, he is pretty sus. I would agree with that. Yeah. And that's it for the comments. I wish I knew more as to what's with this game plan, but it is what it is. So if you enjoyed watching this discussion of this episode of Kamen Rider Geats, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And please ding the bell icon so you could stay tuned to and be be notified about our latest episodes. We are uploading more PMC interviews, and hopefully we'll get the rest of them out by the end of this month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's my desire. A world where all of our PMC interviews are uploaded for all of our fans to enjoy. There we go. We recently released our interview of John Tui, who played Solaris Knight, Doggy Kruger, and one of Hobbs's brothers in Hobbs and Shaw, presented by Fast and Furious. So be sure to check that out. We are going to do King Oger episode 15 on Thursday, 7:15 p.m. Pacific, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to do episode 40 of Kamen Rider Geats, same time as today and as King Oger next Tuesday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And be sure to check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we are reviewing a lot of video game movies this month because it's Video Game Movie Month. We already did Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog. So stay tuned this Friday for our discussion on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which goes into the club of sequels that are better than the original film. And why are we doing it on Fridays? Because Saturday, birthday party, Sunday, Father's Day. So in a sense, also a birthday party. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Be sure to check out our reviews of those movies, as well as our review of Shin Kamen Rider on this channel. All that and more. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to both channels. And if you want to check out my personal content, be ssure to check me out on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. It's been real, guys. I hope you have a safe rest of your week. I hope you have a hydrated rest of your week. A week that is updated in its emergency kits and wearing proper attire because things are heating up in the north and cooling down in the south. It is what it is. You know, we are moving. We're moving further away from the sun and the angle of axis and all that 7th grade astronomy type of stuff. And we hope to see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Goodbye.